Well, thanks for joining us on Sunrise this morning. Now, what at first appeared to be an unfortunate accident has turned out to be an ecological disaster for South Africa. Billions of tiny plastic pellets called nurdles spilled into the sea when a container fell from a ship in the port of Durban.
Well, clearing them from the beaches is proving almost impossible. They've now spread along 1,200 miles of coastline and are causing a huge threat to areas rich in wildlife. Sky's Africa correspondent John Sparks reports from the east coast of South Africa near Durban.
They're rolling in on every wave, pushed ashore on every tide, and there's not much anyone can do to stop them. The South African coastline is under attack by billions and billions of plastic pieces. And it's a disaster that has taken everyone by surprise.
How long do you think you're going to be doing this for? How long would you be here for?
Maybe 2 years.
Hey, not even 2 years, 3
One
years.
minute.
Oh,
3 years.
Even 3 or 4.
Wow.
You may not know the name, but the residents of Umtenzini do. They're called nurdles, and they're used in factories to make plastic products. But this group and thousands of other South Africans are now trying to scrape them off the shore. It's an excruciating process.
Once your eye grows accustomed to their shape and size, you start noticing them everywhere. They are everywhere.
A freak storm has torn through areas of KwaZulu-Natal, causing damage to buildings.
It all began 4 months ago when a hurricane wind hit the city of Durban. Streets were flooded and vessels collided in the port, and a couple of containers packed with nurdles fell off this ship. But no one seemed to grasp the significance.
We all work on standard operating procedures. You know what to do when there's oil. You know what to do when there's explosives. Nobody could tell what to do when there's nurdles. We didn't even know that these things behave like this.
10 days after the storm, the government ordered a cleanup. But by that time, it was too late. 49 tons of nurdles had entered the ocean, and an unfamiliar enemy was on the loose.
The difficulty for us is how do we then respond to such an incident? I do not think that the maritime industry in general has figured out some of the dangers relating to the cargoes that we carry.
The ship owners have hired clean-up teams, and they've been instructed to recover every toxin-absorbing pellet. But it seemed an impossible job to us. We watched this assembly line in Durban try to filter out the twigs and debris.
How long would it take to sift through a jar like that?
Oh, 1.5.
1.5 hours to sift through
Yes.
that jar of nurdles. That is extraordinary.
So far, they've collected 16 bags of microplastic.
So we haven't even got to the top yet.
And the man in charge told us there's another 40 tons to go.
So we clean up one beach. It looks perfect. We have a spring tide, the sand migrates and blow me down. There they are again. So it's not easy, and I think you can't get disillusioned or despondent. We are a recovering product.
That's not something activist Andrew Fenter finds very reassuring. He's deeply worried about the long-term impact on the coast.
from an environmental perspective, this spill is worse than a major oil spill.
It's worse.
It's worse because the plastic's not going to break down.
He took us to a sandbar in the middle of the port that's been officially declared clean. But it was covered in rubbish and translucent pellets.
In practice, when you look at those, you know, they look like eggs. They look like food. And our single biggest concern is that we have sea life, we have bird life eating these.
It is an ecological calamity and a human ordeal. A disaster that's going to stick around. John Sparks, Sky News in Durban.
And you can find out more about reducing your plastic use with Sky's Ocean Rescue campaign. Visit skyoceanrescue.com to find out more, or you can search the hashtag #PassOnPlastic. That's on social media.